Hello and welcome to Perspectives, where we'll take a deep dive into the issues of the day and where we'll take a look at people's opinions on such issues. I am Ruth Osime. The viral moment when Macron slapped French President Emmanuel Macron upon their arrival in Vietnam revealed a stark contrast to the couple's carefully curated public image. As cameras rolled, she pushed his face sharply with both hands, leaving him visibly shaking. As the couple prepared to descend the stairs, Macron extended his arm, perhaps in a bid to project unity, but Brigitte ignored it. His posture faltered, his composure slipped, and for a brief second, the leader of a global power looked small. If this had happened in Africa, it wouldn't just be headline news, it would be a catastrophe. There would be outrage, condemnation, accusations of spiritual imbalance, questions about the man's authority, his household, and even his right to lead. But here's where the double standard hits the hardest. If President Macron had been the one to lay hands on his wife, the world would have erupted. The backlash would be instant, brutal, and unrelenting. His head would be called for on a platter. Headlines would blaze in righteous fury. Protesters will flood the streets. Outrage wouldn't just echo, it would roar across continents. The harsh truth is this: abuse hurts, no matter who or what you are. It is not gender-based. Whether it's verbal, physical, mental, or emotional, pain doesn't discriminate. The wounds may look or feel different, but the cut just as deep. So today, we confront a silence rarely spoken of, the silent suffering of male victims of domestic abuse. We're heading for a short break, but stay with us because we'll be ready for the day's discussion in a moment with our guests, Joseph Edgar and Kate Henshaw. Perspectives will return in just a moment. Let's now spare a minute or two to bring in our guests, starting with Joseph Edgar. Popularly referred to as Duke of Shomolu, Edgar has morphed from an investment banker to a rapidly influential writer, a two-time author, and now a theater producer. He maintains a weekly column in This Day newspaper, also called Last Whispers. Also joining us on this episode of Perspectives is Kate Henshaw, a veteran Nigerian actress with nearly 3 decades in the film industry. Known for her strong presence on social media, Kate frequently shares her thoughts on a wide range of issues with her followers. It's a great pleasure to have both of you here.
Thank
I
you,
intentionally chose both of you because I know, say, Edgar, Kate will match you fire for fire. So today, I know you want to speak on behalf of the men, but let's listen to it from 2 different perspectives. Mm-hmm. Now, what message do you think that Macron's slap sends about Macron himself as a global leader?
So now, from what perspective now? African perspective or normal perspective?
As a global leader, for a man of such status to have been slapped publicly by his wife, what does that portray about him as a person and as a leader?
He was a very weak man now. Extremely weak. Yes, now. Because if he was a truly firm man...
He would slap back.
No,
exactly.
Not slap back. It won't even happen. It won't even happen. No, it won't even happen. Do you get me now? Before this can happen, the man has shown very strong tendencies of being a weakling. That's honest.
What do you think this message now sends to his peers globally? Other
there is a weak man now. If it was a serious country, they should be impeached.
How about a restrained man? Couldn't he come across as being restrained? As a restrained man, under pressure?
Yes, a weak restrained man.
Why do you perceive it as weak? Because he didn't retaliate.
Because he was?
Why do you perceive it as weak? Because he didn't retaliate.
But in some cases, where if you don't retaliate, it might be like what I'm trying to say now might show some level of strength. Do you get me now? But in this particular case where I'm not advocating for him to retaliate or please don't put bad in my mouth. What I'm trying to say is that this has happened. Do you get me now? How do you react? How do you react to regain public confidence? How do you react to save the French people from this kind of embarrassment and humiliation? It's not to come out and attempt a very lame story. That's his weakness.
Yeah, but maybe the story he gave as an excuse.
So that's his weakness. That's the weakness there. I will come out and say, my people of France, this woman slapped me. and I will handle it. And I'll get back to you people. Simple.
But Kate, what do you think could have triggered that kind of action? And besides, shouldn't there, regardless of what triggered it, can any woman be justified for doing that? Disgracing her husband?
Let me just state categorically that I am not for violence against either of the sexes. You know, no one should be violated sexually or otherwise. It was wrong for her to do that, first and foremost. He's a world leader. He's a man. Not that I'm saying men are better than women, but for the fact that he's a president, he should have that respect. But also, he that went and married his mother's age mate. There is that tendency for the woman to be overbearing, and I'm sure he saw...
Do you think the age difference makes it?
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, when your mothers, they love you, there's something called tough love. So I don't know how their relationship is, but for her to slap him in public, she has been doing it in private.
Yeah,
That is the truth. So, and she has no hindrance, no boundaries to where she will do it. I think for him, he should have this was the moment for him to come out in the open, like for the first time in my life, I'll agree with you, for him to come out in the open and say, this is what has happened, we're dealing with it, and it is not a good look at all, but like it is a moment for him to complain and say it. It is wrong what she did. But let me state categorically also that women suffer a lot more sexual, physical abuse, assault from men than men would from women.
It's good that you said that, because I wanted to ask this, you, Edgar, this second question. That are men emotionally equipped for psychological abuse? Because sometimes the abuse is not just physical.
Yes.
It's also psychological. So, or do you think culture has conditioned men to suffer in silence?
Well, for me, any man will suffer in silence, anyone will suffer in silence, though. You get? Because if men go through a lot psychologically and emotionally.
So why are you not speaking about it?
No,
Exactly.
because
Maybe you don't perceive as weak?
one, shame. You get? But it is changing. It is changing. The men are coming out to say these things. You know, I'm being abused, I'm being psychologically harassed, and I will react. So men are coming out now to say,
You people should come out faster.
They should come faster.
But what kind of, let's talk about psychological abuse. What kind of, do you think sometimes that, let's use sex for instance, do you think that women depriving men of sex is also psychological or emotional abuse? Why are you laughing?
Because here, men have stupidly put themselves in a very, very foolish box. And that box is monogamy.
Hey, here we go.
Okay, you use monogamy and stupidity.
Because he's a purveyor of polygamy now. You have three women on your own.
It's not about me.
It's about, why do you have more than one
why do you
woman?
use stupid?
No, it's not about me now. Let me talk, please.
But you are a man. Are you an alien?
See, Auntie Ruth, next time bring another man, so I'll not be...
I don't understand.
No,
Look
I'm
at
neutral.
she is neutral.
Okay,
She is neutral. Don't accuse her.
Let me make my point.
Make it. And quickly
You
too.
can only deprive a man of sex when the man has no alternative.
But you guys get an alternative
Good.
anyway.
So if a man has plenty alternative, you deprive him of sex, you do yourself.
No, but what about if it goes beyond just the deprivation of sex?
Okay.
Because Kate, please, I ask you here.
Yeah.
Is it easy for a woman to even have sex with her spouse if she's angry about something?
No way. Women, we are very, very emotional beings. We are not switches that you put on and
We are not
off.
even interested in making love to a
Please,
woman who's angry.
please, I'm the one
We are not
speaking.
interested.
Excuse
So
me,
don't say that. Let
mister.
her finish.
I finish.
Women are very emotional.
Exactly.
Men have to learn how to get a woman in the mood. You don't just come, I want to have sex, boom, boom, bah, bah, like that. You have to get her in the mood. You have to talk to her, you know.
Who gets us in the mood?
Huh?
Who gets us in the mood?
You have sex with a dog now, man, if you could.
No, we too need to be put in the mood too.
But you guys don't care.
No, that's a myth.
No. You guys don't care.
Are you a man?
I don't understand.
No, are you a man?
I'm not a man. Are
God
you a
bless
woman?
No.
Are you a woman?
No, so you can't speak for us.
I'm speaking for women. I'm
Speak for
saying
women.
we're emotional beings and you have
I'm speaking
to
for men
attend
too.
towards the right way.
Men too need to be attended to in the right
What way? What
especially
way?
at a certain age.
What
Let
way?
me tell you something.
Is that why you people,
At-
when you are
at
old, you can't
40
find young girls to
one at
take
a
care
time,
of you?
one at a time.
At 40, 50, 60, you get me now? The man is a grower. You know what they call a grower?
You groom young girls to
No,
take care of you.
not groom.
What's
He's a grower. He's something to stand like that
Yeah,
again.
but-
So he has to grow. And then for him to grow, he has to be well taken care of.
By whom?
by the woman who wants to be satisfied. So if you are waiting there for the man to just stand up and knock you for whatever reasons, and without taking care of his emotions, it's not going to
happen. For women, more for women than men.
I agree.
Are you saying that men attach emotions to sex?
Yes.
They don't.
At a certain age.
No, listen.
Oh,
Edgar,
at a certain
a
age.
man can sleep with any woman.
No, not any
Straight
woman.
up.
At any given time.
No, at a certain age.
He sleep with his house girl. He'll sleep with
At a certain
anybody.
age. Look. What makes that man sleep with that house girl may be that emotional security.
There's no emotion involved.
Is getting that house girl.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
No.
Which kind of emotion?
Listen.
What emotion?
No, let me
Okay,
explain
but
it
what
to you.
about when you go and sleep with a prostitute? Is there
Let me
emotion?
Is there emotion attached?
Yes.
How?
You won't release.
But that's not
But that's not
emotion.
emotional.
No, it's a kind of emotion.
What kind of emotion?
It's a kind of emotion.
It's a robotic
But
influence.
Emotion is not only love, oh. Kate.
I'm not talking about love. What emotion? It is
Emotion
emotion
is
to
only love,
release.
oh.
Release at
When-
will.
If I cry now, it's emotion. If I laugh, it's emotion. I want to release, it's emotion. So it's not every emotion that is out of love. There might be emotion of I'm stressed, I need to release. If I come here, this one will ask me house rent. Let me go where I don't pay 2K and do my thing and go. Simple. You see, women must understand.
Let me tell you
men.
something.
Okay,
This
one at
is-
a time,
Let me tell you
because
something.
others
If men had to go through a
Serena,
quarter,
you make it consider now.
a quarter.
It cannot be one at a
Wait
time.
now, one at
If
a
men
time.
had
Because
to
people
go
won't hear
through
you.
a quarter of what women experience,
Yeah.
they would filter off as a species on this earth.
Yeah.
They cannot handle
if
a
men-
quarter.
Let her finish
Excuse
now.
me. They cannot handle a quarter of what women experience from being born to adolescence to adulthood to they cannot. We're talking about giving birth, carrying pregnancy, everything. They cannot. Men cannot stomach it. Taking care of the home. I've seen incidences where you leave the man with the children, you come back, the home is in disarray, and he's just on his last legs. Men cannot. And why they choose to see women as a, I don't know, as something less than a human being is what I don't understand. I read your article.
Which one?
You said, the one you wrote about this Macron thing. He said, women are no longer the weaker sex. Who made us the weaker sex?
You made yourself the biggest.
No, we didn't. Then he said, a whole global leader slapped by a male woman. I take exception to that word.
did
What
you
is
say
male?
male
He
woman?
said male woman. Open
It's
your
a male
article.
woman now.
What is
What do you
male?
mean male?
What do you
What's
mean
male?
male?
It's a woman, it's
What do
his
you mean
wife.
male? No, what do you mean a male? No,
What do you mean
that
male?
is a degrading statement.
Yes,
Male.
yes, I understand. But
Why?
male to the extent that is his wife.
No, what
Okay,
do you
we
mean? You
just
said
said male
male
man.
woman. You
Eh?
said male woman.
No. Who paid the dowry in that relationship?
Why? No, Edgar, you are going off point.
No, I'm not.
One at a time.
Is she Mrs. Macron or is she Mrs. whatever?
You
But
said
Have you
male
ever thought
woman.
that she might be the power behind this?
that's not my problem now. As long as she's bearing Macron, as long as she's bearing Macron.
That makes her a male woman.
Yes.
Male.
Yes.
Do you know the
Yes.
meaning of male?
I know the meaning of male in that relationship. Oh.
But that's
in
a
that-
misogynist.
No.
Totally.
Please, can I explain something to you people? You see, women need to start to learn how to be realistic and pragmatic.
About what?
And I will explain it to you.
About what?
I'll explain it to you. You said the woman is 100 years old.
I didn't
You
say
said,
that.
I'm
She's older.
talking from
She's
this
older,
yeah. So she's older than the woman, everything. You get me now? And then she's all of that. And then she stoops low to come and bear his name. Instantly, she's a junior in that relationship.
No,
That
wait.
is why I call
No.
her male.
Why can't they be equal?
She's not junior.
It
She's
cannot
not
be equal.
junior.
She can
sorry.
only be equal the day that she say, let me pay your dowry. The day
Excuse
a woman
me.
come and pay my dowry, it can be my equal.
Excuse me.
I will not do those things that Yoruba.
let me finish.
I will not do those things that Yoruba people do. Let me tell you something. That's the most annoying thing. Though. A Yoruba girl, we go through all of that. Emulation in quotes during traditional wedding. She will kneel down here, she will kneel down there. They take her here, they take her there. They pay her dowry. They give 6 cartons of everything. Are you getting me now? An exchange is happening. It's a transaction. Do you get me now? And then the guy pays the dowry. They carry you. They put you on the man's leg. You take all of that, and then you come to my husband and say we are equal. We are not equal anything. We are not equal anything. I have paid. And then if you slap me for whatever reasons, if you slap me for whatever reasons, I will deal with you.
What would you do?
I'm can't say it on air, but I will deal with you. You shall regret that you slapped me. No, I swear, I kid you not. You will regret that you slapped me that day. If I was Macron, France will have new president that day. I will pull my jacket. France will have new president that day. I'm telling you, and all of the Frenchmen will hail me in my impeachment.
Why would they hail you?
In my
Why?
impeachment. Because I would have stood for. You see, let me tell you something.
But violence
Women,
is
Sorry, I don't know
Women-
if you are a Christian or not, Joseph.
I'm a Christian.
When God created man and woman, he created the man
Yes.
first, no doubt.
Yes.
But he took the woman. I always say this thing.
Yes.
Even pastors and churches that are at fault on this
Yes.
thing. He brought the woman from the side,
Yeah.
not from
Yes.
the, hold on, let me finish. Not from the top to head over the man,
Yes.
not from under his feet to be
Yes.
beneath his feet,
Yes.
but beside,
Yes.
to reign beside him, to be fruitful, multiply, and bring children, and bring up children, and grow together.
Under him.
But Nigerian men, and you people have learned the hard way, when you leave these shores and go somewhere else, they show you people pepping.
Yeah. When they get half.
When they, yes, here, you people see women less than human. You see us as this
No,
wood
no, not
to be
true.
treated. Even our laws, even our violence against person
No,
prohibition
not
laws favors the man.
Everything favors the woman now.
No, it
Look at
doesn't.
where?
Go to police
A
station.
man is
Go
reasonably
to-
allowed to chastise his wife.
Go to any
Why?
police station today. I have to fight
A
with the wife.
man-
Go to
No,
police
one
station.
at a time.
One
We can't talk
second.
together.
A man who marries a foreigner can get a passport for her, but a woman who marries a foreigner will go through loops before she can get the same passport for her husband who is a foreigner in the same Nigeria. So what are we talking about?
Yes, we have to be sure who is.
Just look at
Does it not work
no,
both
no, no,
ways?
just look
We
at
have to
that.
be sure we are bringing in. If you can't bring terrorists.
Okay, what about you? That will go and bring someone that
Okay, let me
roams
ask
the
you,
streets.
Edgar. Let me ask you, Edgar. When it comes to women and submission, as your favorite phrase is,
Women are what?
when you talk about women being submissive,
Yes.
why do men push their partners to the limit and expect silence and submission in return?
Why do what?
Why do men? Because you men, you push your partners to the limit, and yet you expect women
No, I
to
don't
be
agree.
submissive.
Because most women go into relationships with certain expectations when not get sense.
Is that too much to ask
What
for?
expectations?
With certain expectations when
What
not
are,
get sense.
like for instance?
Okay, for example, now you see a man, you marry Two-Face. You open your eye and marry Two-Face. We are not talking about Reverend Matthew Hassan Kukau. You went to marry Two-Face. You come say Two-Face is cheating on you 2 years after. Are you getting me now? Who has the problem? Is it Two-Face or is it you?
But maybe Two-Face is a bit of an extreme example. Just use normal. Use normal.
I plead the Fifth Amendment.
But
I'm not saying Two-Face is not normal.
No, but that's how.
It has an assistant.
No, but that's how most relationships are. So women, see, let me tell you something. You're not helping yourself. You're not even helping the younger
So in
girls.
other words, any woman that sees you now will be mad to think that she can marry you. And
Exactly.
No. Listen to me carefully. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that if I marry Sister Kate
You will
now,
not marry me.
no, if I marry Sister Kate
will
now,
not.
hopefully,
You
one
will
day,
not.
hopefully, one day, I marry Sister Kate now. Okay. You see, what I'm trying to say is that men know how to adjust and be flexible. So if I marry this Sister Kate now, you get me now? There's some things I would look away from. There's some things I would say, okay, I don't like it, but I love her.
Like
we'll work
what?
on it. I don't know. There's some things, like for this are Jim, she's the up and down. I don't like it.
My
Jim,
G.
she's the up and down. I don't like it.
Oh, you don't?
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Because to make her lean, you lose all the things that make her. I used to know her before when she was like, I used to know her 20 years ago.
I cannot say words to you here on air, but
She
we'll
was-
deal with
She was
ourselves
like an
after.
Akwa woman. But now I don't know. She's looking like Macron wife. So I don't like it. It's looking like Macron wife. I don't like it. But I will understand that maybe she's doing it for health reasons.
Yes, of
Do you
course.
get? So I will
And to look good, too.
Good ahead.
Which she
So
does.
let me make that sacrifice
you,
for her. Do you get me now? But see, women in most cases find it very difficult to be this flexible. So once they do like this, bam, bam.
But you men are like that.
No.
You lay down laws and you expect it to be followed to the letter.
Not
You're not
anymore.
dealing with your
Not anymore.
servant.
Men
oh.
have suffered.
Women are
have
opening their
suffered.
eyes.
No, men have
See,
suffered. Did you see that girl? Did you see that video of that girl or that man who was so afraid of his wife? Men have put themselves in situations that I don't even begin to
The
understand.
tables are beginning to turn.
Turn.
That is
yes.
why.
You are so afraid of your wife. You now wait to tell your wife that your own blood, your own daughter, is a housemaid. What do you call his daughter? And when the wife found out, he was my
don't
own.
even know what
Okay,
talking
the
about.
American, the
British
couple in America.
No, it was in
where
Britain. I don't know the country.
No, there was a couple that brought a child
Okay.
with
Into
them
the country.
Into the country. And he lied to
The
his
wife.
that the girl was his cousin or something.
Oh.
And then the wife now later found out
out
that
it was
it
their
his
daughter.
From another marriage.
Yes. Another marriage.
Now me pay Dario. Now me my own house.
Maybe the
I
woman
come
is
dey
the
fear you.
breadwinner.
So the problem here now is weak men like this.
Okay, let me ask you
like
another
this France
question.
Macron man.
Let me
now.
ask you another question.
Can Trump wife slap
Do you
Trump?
think a
How do
woman's
you know she?
Can Wike wife slap Wike?
Okay, do you think a woman's tongue is capable of causing as much harm as a man's fist?
Is what?
Do Do you think a woman's tongue is capable of causing as much harm to a man
A woman's tongue
as a man's fist to a woman?
There's no answer. That question is not even a question. 1,000 times, the woman's tongue is much more dangerous than a man's fist. 1,000 times. What you feel when a man hits you is pain and humiliation, loss of dignity. What
and
I
pain,
feel,
and pain, real pain,
and real
physical pain.
Physical pain. What I feel when a woman call me Okunu, it can follow me for the rest of my life.
Why? Because you have an ego problem.
Whatever. Psychologically.
But Kate, do you agree?
Whatever.
Listen, let Kate talk. Do you agree that a woman's tongue is more
woman's
vicious
tongue
than
is
a
very
man's
powerful.
Yes.
I will agree. Like
agree with
women, we can set you back generations with our mouth if it's well arranged.
Yeah.
But go on, sorry.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, what other weapon or tools do we have to defend ourselves?
Love.
We are not that physical. You love me. You love
warmth.
me. You love me too.
Love and warmth.
You must love me
Yeah,
too.
but you
I'm
have
not
to
a
love
wood.
and for love you and be warm to you.
You must-
And I will let me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
Because you're trying to justify.
No, let me explain to you. You see that bull in Spain? That bull
Yes,
fighting.
that sees red
That sees
and
red.
goes after it.
Once you wave red, it will smash you. Do you get me now?
Yeah.
But when you see that red coming, you avoid. Do you get me now? Now, something happened last week. Please just give me a minute. You get? My friend calls and says, "Oh, my sister's husband keeps beating him up, keeps beating her up." So I said, "Okay, why can't she leave the house?" He said, "No, he can't leave. Oh, she's just born. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have this. Doesn't have that. He cannot leave. I said, okay, right. So why can't she manage him? Manage him how? He must control. I said, excuse me. You see a moving train that has lost its brakes. You go and stand in front of the train. Say, because you're a woman. It will blow you.
My own is the signs are always there.
Yes, I'm coming.
Signs are there.
Now, so what that happens in particular period now, the man has been beating you consistently in the marriage. Do you get me now? The man obviously has a problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a madman. Because I don't know why he's beating a woman. Do you get me now? He's a madman. Now, you now went to meet this man that day. His man is watching TV. And you told me that his team lost. The man not get work. You now tell him, shut up. Do you get me now? So you're not expecting a man who cannot control himself under normal circumstances.
No, but you're making this sound as if she always triggers it.
No,
Not
always. I'm talking about this particular incident. Do you get me now? What happened? I told him, shut up, and he slapped me. Do you get me now? So why tell a man who has lost it, shut up?
I don't even see why violence should come in a relationship
This person is
you
not.
people should be able to give.
This person is not normal again. No, the man is not normal
There's
again.
no love
They have
there.
lost it again. Now let me tell you something from my own personal experience. And I will say, my people, when I'm angry, I have different levels of anger. If I don't love you, I can never be angry with you. I can never. There's nothing in this world you do to me.
I will not trigger any emotion from you.
No. I can just look at it, how they go. You get me now? But if I love you, and I love you deeply, my anger can go to category 5 if you do something to me. You get me now? Because it will really...
And vice versa.
Yes, it will really touch me. You get me now? Yeah. So, when I'm very angry, that is not the time you'll be doing me like this.
But why is it not the same rule that applies for
Exactly.
women?
The same rule applies for me. So when my person is angry, so I try to say, okay, it's okay. Sorry, I kneel down, I beg, I cry. It's okay. I'm trying to calm person because I know that's not the point. That is not that moment I'll start trying to bring logic. Do you get me now?
Okay.
So the bed no agree. But in my own case now, I'm angry. I've reached the point that I can't even breathe again. I'm stuttering. Do you get me now? And that's when you're now doing me like this. This no meaning.
Okay, we're going on a break.
I'm blowing now.
We're going on a break. We're going on a break. So don't go anywhere. See you right back on Perspectives. Go grab your cup of tea, as I always say. Edgar, I want to pick something up with you that you said during the break. You see that man-woman statement that you did? Do you realize that there are women who have made their husbands' names even more popular through their own success?
I agree.
So why would you use the word man-woman to
No,
describe?
within the context. Okay. No, but you ask a question.
Okay, let's him answer.
You know, it's within the context of this French woman slapping this man.
You said by a mere woman.
Yes,
you are not even talking
what?
about the context. That is what you think about women.
No, that's what I think about. Don't
Why do you use the word mere? Will you use the word mere man?
I use the word man for this woman
Why? Is she a lesser human
Is she a lesser human being?
than the president of France.
No, she's not. Just because she's his wife doesn't mean she's less than
The president of France.
It doesn't matter.
On an official visit.
You that she might be his silent generator.
It might be what?
She might be his silent generator.
I don't care. What I know is that that's the president of France. She can make what she'll be.
There's no help
That's the
for
president
you.
of France. Of course, there's no
To be
help for me.
honest.
There's no help for me, I agree.
As much as I agree
that's the president of France.
The conduct was
Totally
even more
wrong.
heightened because of the caliber
And
of the
guess
man that
what?
she
She's
slapped.
gone scot-free.
That doesn't undermine her.
She has gone scot-free.
Listen, that doesn't undermine her as a powerful force.
Yes.
No
Do you
problem.
understand? Which is another thing.
That's why I
that-
slap her now.
Another thing I want to bring up. Why is it that men's domestic abuse suffered by men is very downplayed? Because let's
bless you.
face it,
It's the
like
men.
it or- like
It's the
it or
men.
not,
The
Is it-
women.
is it
Hold
movement?
on. The women speak up. They cry out. Now, with the advent of social media, women are more comfortable to
May I
put
speak
out their
up?
experiences.
May I speak
Even
up?
though the victims are usually still blamed for staying in the relationship and receiving all the madness and whatever and the hits. But before, it was a culture of silence that perpetuated the madness.
Well, does it portray men as being weak if they come out to?
That's on them. Nobody says you should not speak. Nobody says you shouldn't cry. Nobody says you shouldn't exhibit how you feel when you're going through pain. But men choose to be quiet. Why? They have put themselves on this pedestal that, ego, I cannot
Yeah,
speak.
very
Before
strong man.
they don't even speak to themselves. Women, we will say, my husband, now, why are you putting this makeup this way? Men, you don't talk to yourselves and you don't tell yourselves the
Yeah,
truth.
but-
Why not? Though?
Me, they talk. When they slap me for Bariga, I talk. I write essay about it.
When they slapped you,
For Bariga, and they sit down on top of me.
Who slapped you in
I write
Bariga?
essay.
Your wife?
Forget about who slapped me. I write article about they have slapped me.
You are warning
what did you do?
Exactly.
No, it's all.
Wait, what did you do?
That's not the point.
Are
No,
you
no,
hearing?
it's important.
Are you hearing?
What
That's
did
not
you
the
do?
point.
Did you slap the person back?
Is there a justification to slap anybody?
What did you do?
No, is there any justification to slap
There's
anybody?
no justification,
But why
but
do you
something
ask
leads
the
to
question?
something.
Why did you? No. I'm not even talking about what did you do to cause the slap. I'm saying what did you do after you were slapped?
I wrote an article about it.
But you didn't slap the person.
No,
back.
no.
Okay.
I'm-
okay.
If I slap, person will die. I wrote an article. I wrote an article about it.
That's why I take my training
They have slapped
seriously.
me. They've sat on me. Any man, cameraman, look at me very well now. Any man who is facing physical, emotional, whatever kind of abuse must come out
Must speak
and
out.
say that this was happening to me. There's no shame. If not so, you will die.
There is no statistics or data to support the fact that men are more abused than women. All the data is for the women because the numbers are there.
Yeah.
3 times, 6 times more women are
But then
facing
again-
violent abuse, assault, sexual, physical than men. The men, they will have violence from their fellow men or men who are brothers to the women who are being abused as acts of retaliation. But you see, men don't speak. I don't know why they feel this pride.
Maybe they
Yeah, but
don't know.
you are even saying that men suffer more from domestic abuse than women. I don't
Yes.
think that's true.
No, that's not true.
Let me explain to you.
No.
Let's explain to you.
No.
Women suffer more from signs that we are seeing now from physical abuse
Yes.
than men.
And sexual.
And sexual abuse than men. But men suffer more.
Emotional.
Than women in emotional psychological abuse, yeah? So when,
That
for
doesn't-
example,
that doesn't
no,
necessarily- that
hold
doesn't
on,
necessarily
hold on,
follow.
no, let me explain
Yeah,
to
go
you.
ahead.
Let me explain to you. So some of women's greatest strength in this world is to remain silent. That's their greatest strength in this world. They'll say nothing. What happened? Nothing. They can do that not for the next 3 weeks.
Do you think that's abuse?
Oh my God, that's the worst kind of abuse. Oh my God, that is the worst. It used to kill me. I can naked. No, ask any man. when the woman say, what happened? Nothing. What happened? Nothing. And we know say something happened. He said nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing.
My gender,
That is the
child.
worst kind of abuse. Men have driven to the wall because of that thing. What happened? Nothing happened. What happened? Nothing happened. And then those things are demonic. And women from birth, cradle. I don't know why it's God that put your body to. You all know they are all experts in
I
this
wish
thing.
women would even recognize the power that they have.
God bless you.
To be honest,
God bless
I
you.
wish women would recognize the power that they have and know that they are capable of so much more.
God bless you.
I'm not even lying. And I wish also that men, you guys would speak up and stop having this shield or veil of
bless
importance. When you're going through pain, you are a human being. First and foremost, before you think about your blockers, sorry for the use of the word, think about how you feel as a human being and speak out. Maybe that way we'll have more numbers, more data to support whatever it is you people think you're going through. But ritual killing, a woman's private part, neither they use part. I never see man something. Where
I
have not seen enough. Private parts and all. You remove the eye, remove the breast, remove the under of the body. All the time. Wartime, women are abused and sexually raped. Happy time, women are abused and sexually raped. Every time, women are children. Women are children.
Sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking. I've not seen the men being trafficked.
Women.
Did they traffic men?
Yes, now I see.
Where?
How?
They traffic, but
Where are the
not
numbers?
as much as
Are you here? Are you seeing it?
Are men trafficked for sex?
Yes, now I see.
No, I've never heard that. So.
No, they have trafficked.
Maybe a few of them, and they wanted it anyway. You know, men, they like...
Exactly, so that's not punishment for some of them.
It's what you people like.
Yeah.
I used to...
They traffic me.
No, but how do you now create more awareness? How do we now teach these younger ones that abuse is abuse, it's not gender-based? How do you now instill it into them?
I think women generally,
especially
I think women like my sister here and you who have influence, you get that, should begin to try to change the narrative that
about men or women.
Women are not always the victim.
We are always the victims, most likely
so
90%.
When you keep feeling that way, do you get? So most women, as they're coming of age, this, do you get me now? They are positioned to feel that if that happens, they are doing it to me, not me causing it. So I just told that someone.
What does a baby do to be abused? What does a teenage girl do to be abused? Nothing.
I just told that someone slapping Bariga now. First question you asked me is
what? On you.
What you do? I mean, now.
No, I didn't mean what did you do to cause it.
So what did you do after the fact? How did you deal with it?
Okay, brilliant. But in most cases, they'll say, oh, you must have done something that made her...
Same to the woman. Same they say to the woman.
God bless you. So I just pray that more often than not, when a woman goes to report abuse, do you get me now, in trying to look for a solution to that, that question of what happened, what led to it, because in most cases, that question is not asked.
Always asked.
No.
What did you do?
That's
always.
Why nobody asks me. That's why women...
No, but ask the woman.
In any instances where you've gotten violent or where you've been involved in a violent squabble, nobody asked you what she did or asked her what you did to cause it. They just attacked you in this instantly. Supposedly, give an example.
That's strange.
Because I find that strange.
Yeah.
No, so I don't want to put it to me here, but I know it happens. Do you get me now?
How does it happen?
To whom?
See,
a man and woman involved in a fight.
Let me tell you something. The most vile statement in this world, on this matter, is there is no justification whatever to hit a woman. So when you make that statement, and that statement is made at police stations, in churches, in mosques, in the courts, everywhere. That statement, once that statement is made, it removes the need to investigate the causative
There's no
factors.
justification to hit anyone.
I get me now.
Yes,
so it removes...
both man and woman.
Both man and woman, I agree. So it removes the need, do you get me now, to investigate what led us to where we are today. And then in most cases, because you remove that need, somebody leaves that conversation believing that I am justifiably the victim.
No, that's not true, because nobody is justifying Bridget's action.
No.
Nobody what?
I'm not. Nobody is
justifying
justifying her
Bridget's
actions.
Even
it's
as
wrong.
a woman.
Even as a woman, it's very...
We're talking generally, no problem. But these Bridges...
No, we're talking specifically about this.
Nobody justifies her behavior.
I've not seen anyone who has said, oh, wow.
Yeah, brought Bridget into this matter. I'm talking generally. Walk into any police station today, Kate, or Ruth. Walk into the police station. I've done it. Why you slap woman?
That's what they say to you.
Yes,
because you people put yourself on a pedestal and a high horse. That you are stronger and
I begin to believe, and I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong in that some women are now beginning to taunt you to hit so that you lose that ball. I could be wrong, but I've seen those things. A
woman voicing her frustration doesn't necessarily mean she's continuing to hit her.
Is it Ruth? Okay, I think one day we could have just go sit down for one police station for Shomolu. Just sit down one whole day, just they watch. You will see these things. You will see these things happening to men and women.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned it, because also for women, they will like, what do you wear? Why you go there? They will first ask the victim and hit you with a barrage of questions, which then weakens your ability to defend yourself and explain.
Yes, especially those that report incidents of rape.
Yes.
I agree. At the same time, my husband slapped me. They grabbed the man. Nobody.
They'll say go home and sort it. I say,
no, that's not true.
No, they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're being a bit extreme there.
Go to any police station or any traditional ruler's palace where they come to report these things, and then you see.
But I've also heard of instances where women went to police station, or like at least a particular woman went to police station to report that her husband had beaten her up. Before she told them what happened, they had already brought out the paper and pen to sort of say, okay, so what happened? Because she came there red-eyed, whatever. And then she said, my husband hit me. The man threw the pen on the table and said, your husband hit you, so make I can't go house, go fight your husband.
That's
my
what
friend
the
go and
police is
settle.
very guilty
So that's what I'm
of.
saying, that it's not as biased and as one-sided
it's
as you're
not.
portraying.
I have been at the
It's an
police
unfair
station at
balance
certain
for both
instances,
parties.
and it's never fair on the woman. Despite the numerous amounts of training that the police enforcement people are being put through so that they can manage all this sexual and domestic violence, they still fall short.
It's also not fair on some men too.
Which men?
In the police station too.
What happened to them?
I've seen men to go into cell.
To report that their wives beat them.
No, yeah, I've seen men going to cell because it's also not fair on them too at times.
No, they were put in cell because they beat their wives.
They cell because the wife reported, nobody listened to the man.
No, that's not true.
I've seen it.
I don't.
So that means either way, it's not a fair balance.
It's not a fair balance.
Not a fair balance on the
That's what I'm
women.
trying to say.
Not a fair balance on the
men
women.
too.
On the women. On the women.
You guys just put yourself
On the women.
as if men are not even going through anything. Oh.
Then let us know what you are going through now.
Hey,
We are not
but I'm telling you here now. I'm telling you here too.
sorcerers to know
I'm
what you
telling
are
you-
going
I'm
through.
telling you
Speak
now.
out. Speak.
I'm speaking.
If, for instance, that thing that First Lady did, if it happens to an African man, what kind of reaction do you think they would have?
They will first say that she has entered witchcraft. One. If she has entered witchcraft, the person will be called to lay hands on her. The village people will be called. She will be stripped. She will be disgraced. It's not done.
But I want to ask, what if it was an African president that hit his wife? What do you think would have happened with her?
You can
Edgar, you
answer now.
that.
Me, I answered
What
for
if it was an
woman.
African president that hit his wife publicly like that? What do you think would have happened?
See the silence.
Why are you
so
quiet?
long, so
Oh.
long for him to speak.
Because I don't think anything will happen.
Nothing
Nothing will happen.
I don't think anything will
Nothing will happen.
It depends on the African president, right?
There is no African anybody that will.
So, but are you saying that it will be justifiable when you're saying nothing will happen?
No. Nothing can be just. This can never be justifiable.
Both ways?
Yes, both ways. No, but it's the reaction. Do you get me now? So if it's an African man, I don't know. I don't think anything will.
But another thing I want to ask is
But nothing has happened here now.
from your attitude.
The woman don't slap the man. Nothing has happened here.
Yes, but from your demeanor, you feel that men can be as naughty or can get away with blue murder, and women, because they are the lesser
They must
sex,
take it, and are men.
understanding and should
women,
absorb
we
it.
should just
No, God
take
forbid.
That's the impression.
No,
that
God
you're
forbid.
getting. So what is your impression? What is your take?
Listen to us. Also, look at it
No,
from
but
one
have
point
you
of
thought
view
of your
too.
antecedents that might have triggered her reaction?
Well, so are we not? Must it always be eye for an eye? So if I choke
Okay,
you,
let me
must
ask
you
you
choke me
something.
the eye back?
If,
So
for
why
instance,
choke knife anyway?
If,
Let
for
me let's
instance,
speak.
your partner, as usual, or let me not use the word as usual, your partner is upset with you because you have strayed, or because you have done something to undermine her as a woman. Do you understand? When you say eye for an eye, are you expecting that she will do the same?
So why did I stray?
Yes, why did
But
you
you don't
stray?
have to have a reason to stray.
No.
Some men married to the most beautiful women in the world still stray.
They still stray.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
They
saying. Same
stray.
thing now. So
So are you saying that every man must have a reason why he strays?
yes,
What's the reason? What's the basic reason?
plenty. It could be the woman I know they give me peace. The woman,
Peace.
The woman.
What's
the
in a
woman-
situation where the
I'm
woman has
married-
given you everything,
No,
plus her blood group?
No. See, let me say something. Let me say something carefully.
You men are
Let me say
insatiable.
something. Let me say something carefully.
Telling you.
Let me say something. We're all humans. You get me now? Humans behave differently.
You mean men?
No. We're all humans.
Okay.
So this is not me justifying anything. No. Do you get me now? This is not me justifying anything. All I'm just saying is that if circumstances arise and the man takes a decision to stray, as you say, to stray, 'cause I don't even believe in that thing they call stray.
What do you mean you don't believe in it?
I don't understand.
Does it not exist? Do men not stray from their wives?
Who's stray now?
That's what I'm talking about, the unholy expectations of
Anyway,
women.
we are going on the break right now. We'll delve more into that when we come back.
We will excuse anything for you men folk.
We're
won't you?
going on the break right now. See you right back on Perspectives. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Perspectives. Please let me get right back to these people. But wait, Case, we said something about tradition.
Yes.
You believe that tradition doesn't favor women?
It doesn't. Our tradition in Africa, let me bring it home straight to Nigeria, does not in any way favor women. Does not. be it in the marriage, widowhood, any practice traditionally. We're taking it from female genital mutilation to when the woman loses the husband, how she's supposed to shave her head, some parts of the country, and all sorts. The kneeling down before the man. What are you kneeling down to? You can't kneel down in front of anybody. That's where it starts from. You kneel down and, like we're saying, you bring wine and you kneel. Next thing, you enter the house now. You continue to remain a kneeler. You kneel to the day you die.
But what about when the woman is pulling her weight financially? Probably even more than the man himself.
But in the beginning, when people are taking your vows and when all these things are being preyed upon you, you have already put yourself in a lower position. I'm not saying don't respect your husband, but you don't have to go all the way of kneeling down. What's the kneeling down for? I don't understand. Don't say this is my husband.
So is that the excuse you now have for men getting away with
He said, because he will say, you have knelt down, you have presented yourself as a subservient person. So inside house now, you can't open mouth.
Are you subservient when it comes to paying bills? Are you subservient when it comes to deciding your
start the rebellion on the day of traditional wedding.
Are you hearing?
Yes, start your rebellion on the day of traditional wedding.
It doesn't have to be rebellion.
No, don't be a coward. Don't be a coward.
Are you hearing?
No, don't be a coward.
So
yes. Because you're a coward, that's why you took all of that humiliation on traditional wedding.
You're respecting tradition doesn't necessarily make you a coward.
Respect the finish.
So because a woman has knelt down for you, it now means that
yes, they take it literally.
You literally get to
That's
not right.
Even serving of food, even when he wants to wash and you kneel, let him finish.
But I've seen women that have said to their parents during traditional wedding that no, I won't do this.
And rightly so.
I won't do this. I won't do that. Do you get? If you don't want to give her marriage, marriage is okay. Do you get me now? Me and my husband will know what to do.
But you don't even believe in monogamy, you said.
He has 3 women. How can he believe?
No, every time he answers the question,
do you have or not?
Because they are outspoken. Do you believe in monogamy?
Are you hiding?
It's not a natural.
3 women and other chicks.
It's not a natural.
Okay, but even if it's not a natural thing, the average
and you're a Christian, you don't believe in monogamy.
The average Nigerian man plays the role of monogamy even though he strays.
God bless you. That's
in your
reality.
case, when you stray, you don't see the need to hide it.
I don't understand. Hide
when
how?
you stray, do your wives...
Do you respect the fact that you have people in the house that shouldn't know about your Stradivarius nature?
All of this thing just depends on... There are 2 things. All this just depends on how you position yourself. And then in some cases...
Do you respect the fact that the woman at home should not know about it?
No, you see...
Or do you hide it? Do you respect her enough to hide it? I'm just asking.
Are you interviewing me now?
Yes.
Are you talking about Macron?
It's not together now.
It's not together. Let's talk about Macron.
Why are you uncomfortable?
No.
Why are you uncomfortable?
Let's talk about Macron.
Are we hitting a nerve?
I would like to talk about this thing. Let's talk about Macron.
If you put my name in your article, I'm coming for you. Don't try me.
Oh, why don't you put your name? I ask you a question, unlike you, I don't break my head. Don't have to break my head.
Who is going to break your head?
No, all these issues still have to do with the Macron
Yes,
issue.
it does.
Because what could
What's
have
the link?
triggered... No, look, nobody's justifying what First Lady did to hit her husband.
I'm not.
But what triggered it? She couldn't have just woken up and just said, you know what, I want to slap you with your face to my hands.
What could he have done?
So we are saying that Macron...
What could have happened?
You are saying Macron deserves the...
No! He doesn't deserve it, but what led to it?
And it's these triggers that we're discussing here.
Kate, please.
Because tomorrow, if your wife decides that she wants to hit you, there must be a reason why.
No, they look me when they ask questions. They look like this. Your beauty is distracting me.
Father Lord, I can't.
The camera.
Big sis, don't invite me next time with this boy.
So her beauty is distracting you.
Look the camera. I'm not fighting at full power now.
No, but you should. You're very vocal about
distracting me with your beauty.
No, don't say that. Even that in itself is patronizing.
It's patronizing, yes.
Yes, I'm patronizing.
Because it's a mentally stimulating
No, he's
conversation.
using it to sort of put us on the defensive. He has
the
thrown us off.
And dodge.
You've suddenly gone shy. Why?
No, I'm not going to share anything. Shy that what?
No, but are you scared that your wife will attack you after this program?
He said they will hit his head with a bottle.
So they attack me. So is it today they'll be attacking me?
Exactly.
Let me attack me. I'll be going
so
now.
Answer clearly now.
What's a what?
You are saying it's not natural to be monogamy.
Yes, most likely.
You are saying that most men will stray.
Most men will stray under the right conditions.
Women should be accommodating of it.
And this women should be accommodating.
What do you say?
You say because women are subservient.
Women should be understanding.
Why should we be understanding?
Because of the reality on the ground.
Oh, the question we asked was that would you
Practicality.
be equally as accommodating for a woman to
Yes,
do
would you be okay?
Let the woman try. If she's comfortable with it, okay.
What do you mean, let her try
You
it?
take
I
yours,
remember
right?
you said she would do it from outside your house, not in your house, but you are doing yours inside the house.
Because I paid the dowry.
What if she pays the bills in the house?
It doesn't matter, I paid the dowry.
No, but you should be liberal enough to take it from her. After all, you are seeking attention.
It's my kingdom. If you want to go and stray, go to your own kingdom kingdom and stray. Don't stay in my own kingdom and
I blame
stray.
women. I actually do blame women. I'm
Are
sorry.
you getting now?
But you can stray in her kingdom too.
She has no kingdom.
Oh, she's a squatter in your kingdom.
Yes, I paid the
You
dowry.
are a squatter in your own kingdom.
No. I paid the dowry. It's my kingdom.
This dowry of how much I
I
will
can
not
do
breathe.
if it's 2K, it's something. If it's 50, if it's 5,000,
It's tradition.
it's
We
my
have
dowry.
come
It's
back
my
to it.
dowry. So
Don't
I know.
collect
God
dowry
bless
from
you.
any man.
So if you don't, if you want to stray, go and stray
So
in your
what
kingdom.
about your vows in church when you say you honor and you
It's
everything?
pretentious.
It's pretentious for you.
For everybody.
And it's not pretentious for her.
All of us, even the father that's giving us advice, don't say all of us is lie. All of us is lie for here. All of us is lie. Even the father is talking, he said no. The father says in the chat, he said at the
You're
end
not
of
a
the
very
day.
encouraging example for marriage.
At all. Even he has. I'm glad you have admitted it.
At all.
Like,
those things have to be broken down. Society is dynamic. Society
So
is
men
changing.
should have their battalion, women should stay there. and
No.
suffer.
People should be free to be what they want to be.
Straight up, I am
But
with
you
it.
should start by living that example.
I am
Your wife
already,
should be free to
technically.
do. Your wife should be free to do whatever
In
you
their
want to do.
kingdom.
So in other words,
No, you cannot come into my house and decide to me how you want to
How
live
is
in
it
my
your house? What if you are both equally paying the bills?
I
Just
pay the
say.
dowry. So, I don't
Which
see.
dowry that you are happy now?
Listen.
Okay, we are off, we are
Any woman who decides to share the bill with me, do you get me now? Is doing it on her own volition.
at our own risk.
At her own risk.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much, Henshaw. Thank you so much.
Thank you, big sis.
Joseph Edgar, for this very controversial conversation. Well, every victim, man or woman, deserves to be seen, heard, and supported. To build a just society, our empathy must be equal, and our silence in the face of injustice must end. And that's all we have time for today. I wish we had a longer time with my two very, very controversial guests. You've been watching Perspectives here on Arise News with me, Ruth Osime. As we enter a new week, please endeavor to be hopeful, positive, and prayerful in all you do. We shall be here same time next week. Goodbye.